What's up, guys? This is Ian here, coach of your Ladner Lanturn, making a guest appearance on Austin's channel. Austin is currently out of commission for recording. He just had jaw surgery, so he can't really talk. But I will be covering his NCL battles for him and uploading those on his behalf. If you'll notice, the the logos down there don't look fantastic. They're not in the right place. That is because I'm sort of just transitioning my own production over to Austin's, and I'm just sort of doing this temporarily. So what you might end up seeing is this. Pretty much always. So Austin's record is always going to be on the right, and his opponent's is always going to be on the left because I don't want to screw with mine. And we'll sort of see how it goes. Next week I'll have to change things up. This week is really easy because he played me, so I've got everything ready. But yeah, next week I'll change things up. So we're going to do sort of the same format-ish with his. His layout's also different, so you can probably see my address bar up there, which is not meant to be there. But I'm not going to adjust everything just because it's a different layout and stuff like that. But anyways, let's talk about my team because Austin's playing me. I have Mew, Sylveon, Alolan Ninetales, Rotom Heat, Alolan Sandslash, Alolan Raticate, Mega Pinsir, Melodic, Kommo-o, Serperior, and Stunfisk. All of those are pretty neat, pretty nifty mons, but I don't know what he wasn't expecting. I didn't really follow up too much with him on what he was expecting and wasn't expecting. Hail had a really good matchup, so I know that that's probably why he didn't bring Gliscor and Tangrowth. He hasn't brought Haunter to a single game, so that's probably why he isn't bringing Haunter. Keldeo, I was surprised not to see personally on my end. Cryogonal, again, same thing. I thought it was kind of neat that if I had Hail, that he was going to be able to get a Veil up. Victini was 100% coming, Empoleon was 100% coming, Mega Altari was 100% coming, so was Raikou, so was Zoroark, and Ferroseed was kind of a maybe for me. That's sort of where we're at with Austin's team, and then with my team, Mew is always coming. Alolan Ninetales has a great matchup against him. So does Alolan Sandslash. Mega Pinsir, he's really got no switch-ins to. This is a really hard matchup for his team, actually. And then Kommo-o has a really good matchup against his team as well. So does Serperior, and Melodic looked like it had an okay matchup as well. But I didn't end up bringing Melodic. He's really scared of all that. I'll do this sort of in my format as well then. So we've got priority in Mew with Vacuum Wave, Sylveon with Quick Attack, Alolan Ninetales with Ice Shard, Alolan, nope, not that, Alolan Raticate with Sucker Punch, Mega Pinsir with Quick Attack, and that's the priority. My team has Hazard Setting in Mew with Stealth Rock, Alolan Sandslash with Stealth Rock, Mega Pinsir with Stealth Rock, Kommo-o with Stealth Rock, and Stunfisk with Stealth Rock. It's got removal in Mew with Defog, Serperior with Defog, Alolan Sandslash with Rapid Spin, and Rotom Heat with Defog, and then it's got 4 times weaknesses in Alolan Ninetales to Steel, Rotom Heat to Ground, Alolan Sandslash to Fire and Fighting, Alolan Raticate to Fighting, Mega Pinsir to Rock, and Kommo-o to Fairy. So quite a lot of 4 times weaknesses, but they're all sort of patched up. Anyways, sort of go into this match here. Austin did mention that he had a pretty bad matchup per usual, and he had to bring physically defensive Raikou to check the Mega Pinsir. So that's sort of what he was thinking there. And then we'll sort of just get into things here. So on my end, I predict the Victini lead, which is exactly what he is going to go for here. And we'll see that he's going to U-turn on my Mew, and I know that that's physically offensive Victini now, and my Mew is physically defensive, and he's going to take some Rocky Helmet damage. Into the Empoleon he goes as I U-turn out. I don't know what he was expecting there. As I go into the Mega Pinsir. Empoleon, not really taking a whole lot of damage there. Looks to be Spit F Empoleon based on the damage there. And I can confirm that this is Spit F Empoleon. He's going to predict my Mega Pinsir going for the ground type or the fighting type move, and he's going to, or the flying maybe, I don't know. He went into physically defensive Raikou here. I actually thought that was kind of strange, but physically defensive Raikou eats that close combat. He probably knew that I didn't have Earthquake on the Mega Pinsir for some reason, and sort of played around me not having Earthquake. I don't have Earthquake on the Mega Pinsir actually, so that's sort of where he was going at from that standpoint, I think. Oh, whoops. So yeah, Reku's in. I have to switch because he can easily kind of Thunderbolt on me. He protects for some reason, which I actually thought was kind of strange because there was no way that I was staying in with the Mega Pincer there on the Reku. And I'm going to go into my Superior here as he's going to now switch into Empoleon. Superior is going to break down the Empoleon with the Leaf Storm slowly but surely, and Austin's going to set up his Stealth Rocks here on my own Leaf Seed. So his Empoleon's getting whittled down, and it got a nice rocks off there. He's going to roar my Superior out after it gets boosts into the Alolan Ninetales, which looks like it's a pretty decent bring-in for me. But I don't know if he's got Flash Cannon or not. He actually doesn't have the Flash. I believe he doesn't have the Flash Cannon, does he? Let me check his team here really quickly. Does he have the Flash Cannon? No, he does not have the Flash Cannon. So I was threatened out by the Flash Cannon here, but I'm just going to Encore him into the Roar. Make him take some hail damage plus the Leech Seed damage. And yeah, he's forced to roar. Roars me into Kommo-o. Kommo-o is going to be able to Earthquake him and kill him. Pretty much all there is to it. And now he's going to go into his Altaria, which is actually Zoroark. Altaria threatens at the Kommo-o, and he went for the extra sensory, not knowing what I was going to switch into. Pretty safe play on Austin's part here. He could have gone for the Dark Pulse, which I think would have been safer, because Kommo-o is not staying in on Altaria when it dies to return. But I could have been Roselli Berry, so he never knows, right? As I'm going to go into Mew, and I actually find out that this Zoroark is Specs based on that extra sensory damage. And worthy to note that the Zoroark has taken one turn of hail damage, and he's going to switch out now knowing that he can't do anything to my Mew. I get a free Roost off on the Ferroseed coming in, and I'm going to set up my own rocks as he's going to start Spike stacking me. I'm going to Ice Beam him, hoping for something, just some damage, I guess. And now I'm going to go Harden his Superior to defog these spikes away, which is nice and cool. As he brings in the Victini, takes some more rocks chip, and the defog comes off. So him going to Victini there was actually really good for me because I got some more rocks chip on this before I defogged the rocks away, and my Mew is healthy again because I brought it in on the Ferroseed, or I got it in on the Ferroseed. So my Mew is healthy, and he's going to U-turn here because he can't reliably click the fire move when Kommo-o is still alive, I don't think. He probably could click the fire move. He probably could click the fire move, actually. What set was he again? He's Scarf with V-Create, so, you know, he could click V-Create, and then he's still going to speed tie a lot of stuff on the team, so... anyways, I'm going to double into the Mew here as he's going to U-turn again, takes more Rocky Helmet chip. He gets a crit that time, which isn't great. And he gets to go into Altaria here, which is actually Altaria. And I don't know why I didn't realize that at the time, but I think I made the correct play anyways, going to Alolan Ninetales here on the Altaria. I should have realized this Altaria was at full, but I didn't at the time. So he's just going to get Dragon Dance up, and now +1 Mega Altaria is so threatening to my team. So threatening to my team. But luckily I have the Hail up, so Alolan Sandslash can come in and revenge this potentially. As a return is just going to take out my Ninetales. I actually clicked Blizzard on this thing, but it's fine. And he's now... Excuse me. Oh, I always have to yawn when I talk too much. He's now taken 2 turns of Hail, which is very worth a note, because his Zoroark is at 94 and his Altaria is at 88, and we know the Zoroark is disguised as Altaria. So I bring in my Sandslash here. He thinks that I'm adamant, and he's going to die to the Anahurt, but he's not. So he brings in his Ferroseed, which is pretty safe to be honest, and he's going to go for a Toxic here as I just blow my Ground Z Crystal. I realize that I'm now with Ninetales gone, I'm not going to be able to get my Ground EMZ off on anything else, so I just wanted some chip damage on the Ferroseed. As he goes for a Toxic here, predicting my Superior to come in, which is probably pretty free to prevent him from spike stacking and things like that. He's just going to Leech Seed on my Mew, and now I'm going to U-turn out with my Mew into my Kommo-o, and my Kommo-o can kind of set up on this thing for free as he Toxics and burns my Lumberry. He's going to be able to Toxic me, but I'm going to be able to punch a huge hole in his team, as I'm going to get 2 Dragon Dances up. And I talked about this in my battle, but if he missed the Toxic or the Leech Seed there, both 90% accurate moves, just one of them needs to miss, and Kommo-o gets to pick up 4 kills. You'll see here that it's going to pick up 3 kills. Close Combat's going to destroy this Ferroseed, and then Earthquake is going to destroy Victini, and then we'll see what happens after that. But taking that Iron Barb's damage plus all the chip damage is not fantastic. At the very least, Leech Seed isn't going off, so it's only Toxic whittling me down now. And sorry, I'll just rewind a second here. Victini dies, the Earthquake, and then I get to kill one more thing, and it's going to be the Zoroark. So this is the Zoroark. It's at 94%. Altaria is at 88%. So I know this is the Zoroark 100%, and I'm going to close combat it and kill it, and then die to the Toxic with my Kommo-o. So Kommo-o ends up picking up 4 kills, which is pretty solid for the Kommo-o. I don't think it might have had 1. And I'm going to go into Sandslash here because it's pretty safe against everything. Altaria is not going to kill me with the Earthquake. It actually did less than I expected. And I get the Iron Head off on the Altaria for good chip. Pinsir comes in. It could have picked off the Altaria with Quick Attack, but it was pretty safe to click Return when I know I'm faster than the Altaria. As the physically defensive Raikou comes back in, I'm going to get the Return off. Does a little bit more than I was expecting. His Raikou can't really do a whole lot to me, so he's going to go for the Thunderbolt. My Superior eats that. I'm fully Spadef Superior to handle this Raikou, and he's going to do pretty much nothing to me. He protects as I Leech Seed, and this is just, it's going to end up with Superior picking up the last 2 kills. So I'll sort of talk about Austin's game plan and stuff like that. So I know that he was going to play around Hazard stacking me, but I ended up bringing the Superior with Defog, which helped out a lot. In the end, because Spike Stack plus Stealth Rocks would have really hurt my team this week. That was a really good plan. Kommo-o just proved to be a really solid breaker / sweeper against this team. I chose to mid-game break with the Kommo-o instead of mid-game breaking with the Mega Pinsir like I was going to. And I think Austin had a decent chance of beating me if he Dragon Danced twice with the Mega Altaria. However, there was a lot going on there, and he really couldn't end up... I don't think he would have ended up winning if he Dragon Danced twice. If he Dragon Danced again on my Alolan Ninetales, then I put it in range of Mega Pinsir Quick Attack, but he would have outsped the Sandslash, so it's really kind of up in the air there. But he definitely would have died to Quick Attack, and I would have at least forced him out into the Raikou. I know I would have made the safe play and clicked the Quick Attack there. So Austin ends up losing 3-0, and he's going to fall to 4-1 plus 4. Still a decent differential, considering his wins. This means he's got really close wins. I've had a season where I went 6-1 and I was plus 7 in the 6-1. The season ended abruptly in the middle, but you know, that shows close matches. It shows you're up against good competition and you're pushing them to their limits, which I think is really impressive. I actually definitely spoiled this by putting my own record on here after week 5, so there you go. Sorry about that, but if you've seen my side of the battle already, then you'll know that. If you don't know me, then check me out, I guess. I don't know if I should really be plugging on Austin's channel, but if you just search up NCL, you'll find me on YouTube eventually. I have it tagged in every single one of my videos, so it doesn't really matter. Last but not least, we're sort of going to go through the matchup here on paper, just like Austin does at the end of his NCL videos. So we got my team over here: Mega Pinsir, Mew, Sylveon, Alolan Ninetales, Rotom Heat, Sandslash, Alolan Sandslash, Alolan Renegade, Melodic, Kommo-o, Superior, and Stunfisk, against the Mega Altaria, Victini, Gliscor, Tangrowth, Empoleon, Cryogonal, Haunter, Raikou, Keldeo, Zoroark, and Ferroseed. Again, like I said, Gliscor and Tangrowth had a really bad matchup against my Hail. Mega Pinsir and Kommo-o had fantastic matchups against his team. He was forced to bring physically defensive Raikou to stop the Mega Pinsir. Otherwise, he pretty much had no flying plus fighting resist on his team, and that sort of worked out well for me. In prep, I was anticipating either a Choppleberry or a Shukaberry Empoleon, and I sort of had coverage on my Kommo-o for both variants of that. He didn't bring either, he brought leftovers, so it ended up being a non-factor, a non-issue, which is kind of what let me go into my Mega Pinsir there, because I knew a close combat was going to blow him back. If he was max HP, it was a roll to kill him, so he definitely preserved it well. I wasn't sure what his set was going to be. Scald Burn would have been pretty detrimental on the Mega Pinsir, but it ended up not mattering a whole lot. Keldeo, I think, had a pretty decent matchup against my team in particular. Rotom Heat had a pretty bad matchup against Austin's team for the most part. It was really only there for the Ferroseed, and you notice that I basically didn't bring any fire coverage to hit the Ferroseed with. I wasn't super scared of it, to be completely honest. I don't even think that I did bring any fire coverage for it. I had HP Ice on the Superior to hit the Gliscor and the Mega Altaria. I really wanted to hit the Mega Altaria, so I ended up going with HP Ice on the Superior over HP Fire, which I think ended up working out well. considering the Ferroseed wasn't able to do anything. My plan on my end was actually to set up Kommo-o on the Ferroseed. I wasn't expecting him to have Toxic, I was expecting him to have Gyro Ball, because I think Gyro Ball made a lot of sense against my team. I don't have the best Gyro Ball resists, and I was Bulletproof Kommo-o, so Gyro Ball is literally its immunity on the Kommo-o, and I was just going to set up Dragon Dances in his face with the if he kept Gyro Ball on me. So anyways, that's sort of it, and I will catch you guys for Austin's Week 6 match. Who does he play in Week 6? I believe he plays Matt in Week 6, so keep an eye out for that, and I'll catch you guys later on Austin's channel.